Summertime used to mean something different. It meant lemonade on the back steps, fireflies in mason jars, and nights so warm you'd sleep with the windows wide open, listening to crickets sing. Back then, air conditioning wasn't in every home like it is today. In fact, most of our grandparents never had it all. And yet, they stayed cool, not with machines, but with clever tricks, common sense, and a little help from Mother Nature. Today, we're looking at 10 ways our grandparents cooled their homes without AC and why they worked. A trip back to a simpler time, when staying cool meant slowing down, opening up, and living with the rhythm of the seasons. Porch living after dark. Back in the early 1900s and through the 1950s, the front porch wasn't just for greeting neighbors. When the sun went down and the heat lingered, the whole family would move outside. Folding cots, rocking chairs, and screened-in porches became bedrooms under the stars. Grandma would bring out the quilts. Grandpa would fan himself with his hat. Kids would fall asleep to the sound of grown-ups talking in hushed, peaceful voices. The night air was cooler, and a gentle breeze could always be found up off the ground. Porch sleeping wasn't just practical, it was social. Neighbors did it too. You'd wave across lawns, call out good nights, and feel the whole block breathing together in the summer heat. This tradition faded as air conditioning made indoor living more comfortable. Porches got smaller. Screen doors were replaced with glass. And slowly, we forgot how good it felt to fall asleep under a sky full of stars. The mighty ceiling fan. Before central air, the ceiling fan was king. Simple, reliable, and always spinning. You'd see them in every room. Kitchen, bedroom, even the parlor. They didn't lower the temperature, but they made the air move. And moving air feels cooler on your skin, like a breeze on a summer walk. Most fans had 3 speeds and a pull chain. You'd give it a tug to turn it on, another to change the speed. Some fans even had little light kits with amber bulbs that glowed like fireflies. In the South, they ran all night long, creating just enough airflow to make sleep possible. As homes got bigger and AC became standard, ceiling fans were seen as old-fashioned. But lately, they're making a comeback because they use far less energy than AC and they still do the job. Strategic window placement. Homes built before the 1960s were designed with the weather in mind. Builders knew which way the wind blew and where the sun hit hardest. That's why so many old houses have windows across from each other on opposite walls. Open them up, and you created a cross breeze. Hot air would escape. Cool air would rush in. It was like nature's own air conditioner. Some homes even had high windows near the ceiling, called transom windows, to let hot air rise and escape. Today, many modern homes are built for looks, not airflow. Windows are smaller, rooms are sealed tight. We trade airflow for insulation and then blast the AC to make up for it. Sleeping low to the ground. Heat rises. Our grandparents knew this better than anyone. That's why, on the hottest nights, you'd often find people sleeping in the basement or on the first floor. Some families even moved their beds downstairs during summer. The basement stayed cool and damp, like a root cellar. Others slept on screened-in sun porches or in hallways where air could flow. Kids might get a mattress on the living room floor, right under the ceiling fan. It wasn't fancy, but it worked. With central AC, we stopped thinking about where to sleep. Every room feels the same now. But back then, your bedroom changed with the seasons. The ice box ritual. Before electric refrigerators, families used ice boxes, wooden cabinets lined with tin or zinc and insulated with sawdust. Every few days, an ice delivery man would come by on his horse-drawn wagon, toss a big block of ice into your box, and slide it into a compartment on top. That ice didn't just keep food cold. It helped cool the kitchen. As it melted, it released cold air into the room, opened the door, and a little burst of coolness would greet you, like a breath from winter. Even after electric fridges arrived, some families kept ice boxes well into the 1950s. There was something comforting about that daily ritual. The knock on the door, the clink of tongs, the smell of fresh-cut wood from the wagon. Eventually, ice delivery vanished. Supermarkets made block ice obsolete, but for a generation, that simple box did double duty, keeping dinner safe in the kitchen just a little cooler. Light colored everything. White walls, cream ceilings, pale curtains. Our grandparents didn't just choose light colors because they were pretty. They knew light colors reflect heat. Homes painted white on the outside stayed cooler in the sun. Shades pulled down during the day kept rooms from turning into ovens. Even clothing was light. Cotton dresses, linen shirts, bare feet on cool tile. In the South, homes often had wide overhanging eaves and porches with white ceilings, called haint blue in some places, to keep the sun out and give the illusion of coolness. Now, dark siding and big glass windows are trendy, but they trap heat. Sometimes, the simplest tricks were the smartest. The power of the awning. You've seen them in old movies. Canvas awnings stretched over windows, casting cool shadows across the walls. They weren't just for style. Awnings blocked the sun before it could heat up the rooms inside. They turned blazing afternoons into shaded retreats. Some were fixed. Others could be rolled up or down with a crank. In cities like Chicago and New York, nearly every apartment building had them by the 1930s. They saved energy, protected furniture from sun damage, and gave kids a shady spot to play. As air conditioning took over, awnings became less necessary. Many were removed. But in recent years, architects are bringing them back because shade is still one of the cheapest, most effective ways to beat the heat. The midnight kitchen fan trick. Here's a clever trick your grandma might have used. On the hottest nights, she'd place a large box fan in the kitchen window and put a big bowl of ice in front of it. As the fan blew, it would push cool air from the melting ice into the room. It wasn't AC, but it created a gentle, chilly breeze that made a difference when you were trying to sleep. Some families even used damp towels hung near fans. The evaporation helped cool the air, just like a swamp cooler. These DIY tricks disappeared as AC became affordable. But they're a reminder that sometimes all you need is a little ingenuity. Trees as natural air conditioners. Grandparents didn't just plant trees for beauty. They planted them for shade. A single mature oak or maple could cool an entire side of the house. They'd plant them on the west side, where the afternoon sun was strongest. Over time, the leaves would form a canopy, blocking the sun and reducing indoor temperatures by as much as 20 degrees. Streets lined with trees felt like tunnels of cool air. Kids played under them. Dogs napped in their shadows. Today, many neighborhoods cut down trees for parking or views. But in the old days, a tree wasn't just a tree. It was part of the cooling system. Slowing down with the seasons. Perhaps the greatest secret wasn't a gadget or a trick. It was a mindset. Our grandparents didn't fight the heat. They lived with it. They worked early in the morning, rested at noon, and stayed active in the cooler evening hours. Meals were lighter. Cold soups, fresh fruit, sandwiches. Baths were taken in cool water. Naps were normal. There was no rush. No need to keep the house at 72 degrees, no matter the cost. They accepted that summer was hot and found joy in it anyway. Modern life runs at full speed year-round. But back then, summer had its own rhythm. And in that rhythm, there was peace. We've traded porches for patios, fans for thermostats, and slow summer days for instant comfort. But maybe, just maybe, our grandparents were onto something. They didn't have air conditioning, but they had wisdom. They had patience. They had community. And they knew how to live with the world, not against it. So next time the power goes out on a hot night, try opening a window, sit on the porch, let the breeze in. You might just rediscover a little piece of the past. And a cooler, simpler way to live. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, give us a thumbs up, share your own summer memories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Because at Nostalgic America, we believe the past isn't just history, it's home.